I'm sitting here looking at my bank account on a random Tuesday, and I'm realizing something kind of insane. I spent my entire 20s thinking I was doing okay with money, because I wasn't like actively broke, you know? I had a job, I paid my rent, I didn't overdraft every month, and I genuinely thought that was enough. And now I'm 28 and I'm looking back and I'm like, oh my God, nobody told me any of the actual rules. The real ones, the ones that actually make a difference between being 35 and comfortable versus 35 and still paycheck to paycheck, wondering where it all went. So, hi, I'm Sofia, and I spend way too much time thinking about money stuff, which is honestly kind of embarrassing. But also, somebody has to talk about this in a way that doesn't sound like a corporate webinar. And just so we're clear, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular person who made a lot of mistakes and figured some things out the hard way. Your situation is different than mine, obviously. So do your own research, talk to a real professional if you need to. But I wish someone had told me this stuff when I was 23, instead of letting me figure it out by messing up for 5 years straight. Okay, so rule number 1, and this is going to sound so simple, but I promise you, nobody actually does it. Your 20s are not your broke era. That's a lie we all tell ourselves to feel better about not building anything. And I get it. When you're 24 and your rent is eating half your paycheck, and you're trying to have a life and not feel like a loser, saving feels impossible. But here's the thing. Compound interest does not care about your brunch plans. It just cares about time. And every year you wait is a year you can't get back. If you put away $200 a month starting at 25, by the time you're 65, that's like $1 million, assuming normal stock market returns. If you start at 35 with the same amount, it's like half that. Same money, different timeline. That's the whole game. Time is the most valuable thing you have with money, and your 20s are when you have the most of it. So even if it's $50 a month, even if it feels pointless, start. Because 28-year-old you is going to be so grateful. Trust me, I'm her. Rule number 2, your credit score is not just a number. It's literally the price you pay for everything for the rest of your life. And nobody explains this in a way that makes you care when you're young. But then you go to get an apartment and they want a 700 minimum, and you're at a 620 because you missed a couple payments on a store card you forgot you even had. Or you try to buy a car, and the interest rate is so high you're basically paying for 2 cars. Or you want a mortgage one day, and the rate is trash, so you're paying an extra $100,000 over 30 years just because you didn't take it seriously in your 20s. I didn't get this until last year. I was trying to refinance my credit card debt, the one I racked up during my whole glow-up era, and my score was mid-600s. Not terrible, but not good. And the rates they offered me were insulting. So I started actually paying attention, paying on time, keeping my utilization under 30%, not opening new accounts every time someone offered me 10% off at checkout. And my score went up like 60 points in 6 months. And suddenly everything got cheaper. My car insurance dropped. I got approved for a better card with actual rewards. It's like the world started giving me discounts just for not being a mess. Build your credit so life costs less. That's the real reason. Rule number 3, and this one is gonna hurt. Your friends are not your financial advisors. I love my girls. I would die for them. But if I had listened to them about money in my early 20s, I would be so screwed right now. Because we were all broke together, and we all told each other it was fine. We'd go out and spend $80 on drinks and be like, we deserve this. Which, like, yes, you do deserve to have fun, but you also deserve to not be stressed about rent every single month. And nobody wants to be the person who says, hey, maybe we should stay in tonight because I'm trying to save. You feel like a buzzkill. But here's what nobody says. Living is also not having a panic attack every time you check your bank account. And it's not just about spending. I had friends tell me not to worry about my credit card because everyone has debt. I had friends tell me investing was for rich people. I had friends who made fun of me for putting money into a Roth IRA because they didn't understand what it was. And they weren't trying to sabotage me. They just didn't know either. None of us knew. So we all just kind of winged it and told each other we were doing fine, and then we hit our late 20s and realized we weren't. Rule number 4, investing is not optional. It's not something you do after you feel rich. It's how you get there. And I know it sounds scary if you've never done it, but it's genuinely easier than you think. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need to read the Wall Street Journal. You just need to open a retirement account, pick a target date fund or an index fund, and set up automatic contributions. That's it. The market goes up, it goes down, but over time it goes up more than it goes down, and your money grows faster than it ever would sitting in a savings account getting eaten alive by inflation. I didn't start investing until I was 26, and I'm still mad about it. Because I spent my early 20s thinking I needed to understand everything first. But you learn by doing. You don't need permission. You just need to start. So if you're in your 20s right now, listen. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't live. I'm just saying don't lie to yourself about what you're doing. If you're choosing to spend instead of save, own it. If you're putting off investing because it feels hard, admit that's what's happening. Because you can't fix what you won't name. And your future self is counting on you to figure this out now, while you still have time to make it easy. It gets harder the longer you wait. So don't wait.